Hi guys, my name's Daniel,
My name's Robin.
And my name is Mikayla.
and we're at Del Today we'd like to talk to you about three serious topics. I'm dealing with teen parenting.
Dealing with rape.
I'm dealing with suicide.
It's happening to a lot of our peers, and it's happening to ourselves, and we would just like to raise awareness and hope you like it. We're going to start off with some stats. Myself, as being a teen parent, I go through a lot of scrutiny every single day. I get looked at differently in high school, and it's tough sometimes. But 34% of teenagers have at least one pregnancy before the age of 20. It doesn't happen very often around here, but I mean, it can happen to anybody.
Being a victim of rape, a family member of rape, and friends of people who have been raped, it's serious. It's not something to joke about. People make jokes all the time about rape. Unbearable to listen to. 44% of victims are under 18, 80% are under 30. 98% of rapists will never spend a day in jail or prison.
And that's the crazy part, is that if you've been a teen parent or you've been raped or assaulted or abused as a child, you can't really do anything about it. And then you grow up and you start to think that it was your fault, so then you want to do something about it. You feel as though your past has to control every single decision you make growing up. And then you look back and you're like, what am I doing? And then you turn to suicide because you've already messed up your life. And did you know that 4 out of 5 people who've committed suicide have given off the signs, but we just don't pay attention to it? Every single day, one of your friends will make a comment saying, I don't think I want to be here today, or maybe I'll just go home and OD. And then you'll take it as a joke. But it's not something that should be taken lightly. I have a friend, actually, who recently made that comment, saying that he would go home and he didn't think that he wanted to live anymore, and he was contemplating whether he would OD or whether he would hang himself or something like that. And I was the only one who really paid attention to it, and turns out it was the truth. I mean, no, he's not passed away yet, but raising awareness for it is the best thing I can do for now.
Definitely. Make a person's day. Don't, if you hear something like that, help. Call someone. If you don't want to do it yourself, call someone. Anything helps. I'm gonna ask a question to the two girls by the side of me. It's teen parenting, rape, and sexual violence, suicide. What do you think when you hear them? What do you guys think when you hear them?
When I hear rape, I think, honestly, immediately my first reaction is my childhood. It's growing up. It's thinking about why me? Why my family? Why the people I know who are close to me? What did I do to deserve this? Why won't it stop? I think I'm sad because I've overcome the feeling of despising myself and not, it's my fault, but it's not my fault. I've overcome that. It's not my fault. It didn't happen to me for any reason. It happened because of someone else and their childhood and the way that they were raised. When I was a sophomore in high school, I had to go into a protection program because somebody very, very close to me was gang raped, and they knew my name, and they knew my little sister's name, and she's 6 years younger than I am. So our whole family had to move and start over, and it was traumatizing. But I think that because I've gone through it, it's nothing that anybody should go through, but I'm stronger, and I've overcome something that not many people know about, not many people are willing to talk about. It's taboo to talk about, but here I am talking about it and saying that I've overcome it. And if you're out there and you are experiencing things like this in your home, in your life, at school, you can make it through it. Speak up, tell somebody. Approximately 4 out of 5 assaults are committed by someone known to the victim. 3% of American men are raped, so 1 in 33, 1 in every classroom. statistically, it doesn't happen to just women. Every 107 seconds, another American is sexually assaulted.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Can I talk about both of them? Because I have opinions on both of them. Well, teen parenting. Daniel, you're the first to tell us what it's like to be a teen parent, but I can only imagine that knowing that you're a father, knowing that you're going to be a father one day, should, of course, your girlfriend or whoever it is not miscarry. I can't imagine what it's like to lose friends over something like that. And you think that, you know, you have these friends who are supposed to be by your side for everything. That's what the whole point of having a friend is. And they do the exact opposite. It's like they say there's no judgment, and when you're friends, there is no judgment because you guys are alike. But then once something separates you, something so big like being a teen parent, it just, everything changes. You lose friends and you lose respect, and it's like, I guess that's when everything that's most important comes out, huh?
Yeah. It's devastating that the fact that, you know, people in high school do it. They basically sign a contract saying, if I'm going to be sexually active, there's going to be consequences. You signed up for it when you decided that you wanted to become sexually active, and that's why I decided to keep the child, because it's not his or her fault. It's your fault because you weren't taking the right steps to make sure you were safe. And so, but honestly, I'm the happiest I could ever be. I'm gonna lose friends by having a kid. I really don't care, you know. If they're true friends, they would be by my side no matter what. And like, it's people just look at me differently, and people like don't want me to be my friend. And it's like, okay, it could happen to you. So why are you gonna sit there and judge me when it could happen to you? It could happen to anybody. A lot of people are judgmental against. They don't know what's going on in their life. I mean, a lot of them are right. You might not be ready. I get that, but it's not for everybody. You have to be mature. So when I first found out she was pregnant, I was scared and happy. There's nothing you can really feel when there's nothing you can really say about it. It's like, dang, she's pregnant. So I hear people talking about me, and you know, all I can say is that it can happen to anybody, and it just happened to me, and I'm happy. So that's all that matters.
Did you ever think it would be easier if you just left? Because this is, you are going through something that's changing your whole life. You're going through something that shapes your future now and affects you presently. Did you ever think that?
I never really thought of the action of actually doing it, but with the hurtful things I've heard and me being viewed differently by people, teachers, and people telling me constantly that I couldn't do it, and I never thought I would actually do it, but there's once or twice where I was just like, why am I even going through this if I'm just gonna get joked about or any of that. It's not fun. It's not cool. It actually really hurts.
But then the discrimination does only come from your friends?
No, I felt like it came from just society in general. Like, people, when I walked around in a store, they would see me, and I could instantly hear people talking, and that's all I heard was talking. They don't care. They just want something to talk about, and they want something to judge people about, and that it sucks that that's what society's turned to. And there's people around that actually have feelings still. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
Alright, Daniel, if you don't mind, let's take a minute to talk about your girlfriend and when she was pregnant. I can't imagine what it would have been like to be her and to be on the spotlight all the time. You know, when you're pregnant, it's obvious. At a certain point, you can't hide it. And if you make the decision to keep your child, it's life altering.
And see, like, stats show that are always against teen parents. It feels like, yeah, like I have one right here. Only 1 out of 3 of teenage mothers complete high school. My girlfriend is going to be graduating high school, and she's going to be going to college next term in the fall. And
That's awesome.
I feel like not people look at the immature kids that are having kids, and they give them up for adoption, or they're not good parents whatsoever. But you have to look at all teenage parents and see what they're doing. I mean, I remember one day, me and her were walking down the hallway, and it was when she was bigger. She was about 8.5 months, almost due to have the baby, and a group of kids walk past. They look at her stomach, of course, because it's eye-popping, you know. They just started talking smack, and then I overheard them, and I went up to him and I said, you know what, I don't think it's cool, and if you actually have something to say it to my face. But half of them can't even look me in the eye. Half of them can't even look me in the eye and tell me what they were saying. That's when I finally gained the confidence to say, you know what, I don't care. You know, you guys are going to say things, you guys are going to do things, I don't care. I'm being responsible, and you aren't. And if you were in my position, you wouldn't be responsible.
What about you, Robin? When I understand the disgust you feel with yourself, so feeling that and having to grow up and actually knowing whomever it was that was putting your life and you in jeopardy. Did you ever?
Well, the thing, so when it happened, I was very young, and I would get babysat a lot because my parents would go out, and it happened for a long time, and I never told anybody. I didn't know it was wrong. I didn't know that that's not what was normal. And then my parents came home one day. Everything changed. Before I knew it, I was meeting with all these different people asking me about what happened, when did it happen. I went through counseling, years and years of counseling. So no longer am I disgusted with myself. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like it's my fault. Have regained all of my confidence, because growing up with that, I didn't realize how much it affected my life, how much it affected every decision that I made, making friends, liking people, liking myself. I couldn't, for years I could not look in a mirror and point out to you something that I liked. And I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know why I was depressed all the time. I didn't know why I didn't think I was pretty. People didn't like me. I knew it was my fault, but I didn't know where it stemmed from. And then one day it just kind of hit me. I realized it's like, you know, this is happening. I'm feeling this way because someone did something that was not my fault. And I can't change that it happened, but I can change the way that I think. And I don't think that I deserve to go through that. I don't think that I deserve to spend every day of my life telling myself, if I don't wake up tomorrow, who would care? Who would care? You know, and a lot of the time I've witnessed many people in my life very close to me, in and out of homes and things like that, try to commit suicide. I had best friends, boyfriends try to commit suicide. I surrounded myself with toxic, and I don't do that anymore. And it feels good because I can say that I survived and I'm doing well. I'm graduating and going to college and making something of myself because I know that I can, because I'm worth it. And everyone is worth it, and I don't think that you're not alone out there. There are people every day who are going through what you're going through, who are willing to listen to what you're going through. And I think on both sides we just need to speak up.